Hi, I'm Lizzie,
And I'm Brenda.
and welcome back to Small Step Society. This is episode 14, Looking Back and Looking Forward.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome to our final episode of this season.
Bittersweet one.
Yes. But let's just get into Song of the Moment. Except this week, since it is our little capstone moment, we're going to do 3 songs. Top 3 songs of the semester.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Brenda. Give us your top 3 songs of the semester.
Okay. 1. Well, okay, in no particular order. 1. We Find Love by Daniel Caesar.
Oh.
2. Yoko by Maisie Peters.
Ah.
And 3. This one I already had as a song of the day moment. Oh my gosh. What am I doing? At Your Worst by Madison Beer.
Nice. Very good.
Thanks. What about you?
Mine is Mastermind by Taylor Swift. So Will I by Hillsong. And I Say No from the Heather's West End version, which was also a song of the moment earlier this season.
Aw.
Yeah.
So nice.
Great songs.
Yeah. I guess, this is kind of fun because Song of the Moment, you just hear what we've been listening to at that moment. But now you get to know what our favorites were.
Yeah.
Also, Spotify Wrapped came out today when we're filming. So it's a big day. It's a huge day.
Yeah. My Spotify Wrapped, the top genre was Broadway.
Was it really?
But was it a surprise to anyone?
No.
Not really.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway, this episode's going to be a little different. It's going to be kind of personal, but also just a general, how does college go, you know? So we'll draw on our own personal experiences and then talk about maybe some advice that we have for people entering college and also what our personal year or next year aspirations are.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fun one. We'll probably be we'll be a little more casual today.
Yes. You'll see more of our personalities shine through.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next little thing we have is called Rosebud Thorn. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but I think it's a little more popular. So rose is something good that has happened. Bud is something that you're looking forward to in the next 3 weeks left with our semester. And thorn is something that was a little troubling, a little bad.
Yeah.
Okay, Brenda, what is your rosebud and thorn?
Ooh. Okay, my rose is... Oh, can I have 2 roses?
Sure.
Okay, my number 1 rose is getting to spend time with my friends.
So cute.
And then my second rose is getting to have a bunch of opportunities this semester that were really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been fun, and I've been busy, but it's been good.
Nice.
Yeah. Actually, you give me your rose first. And then
Okay.
Alternate.
My rose is actually also getting to spend time with my friends, like my roommates, friends from other clubs that I made, even friends from classes. I feel like all the time I spent with those people are very memorable.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I remember last semester we talked about what you wanted to do this year, and one of them was make friends, and you did
Yeah.
it.
I think joining clubs was a really big one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah.
What's your bud?
My bud. Okay, so in lab, there's a senior that mentors me, and she's leaving to study abroad next semester and then graduating. So I won't see her ever again. Which that's not my bud. Sorry, it was very misleading. But we're having a little lab get together later this month. Yeah, and so it'll be a goodbye, which is sad, but it'll also be a fun little, lab family moment.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Yeah,
that is very good.
What about you?
Mine's also kind of similar, but it's just winter celebrations. So at my work, I work through a school office, and we have winter celebrations. They're providing us with coffee, snacks, and there's 2 in the next 2 weeks, and I get to go to both of them. So I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know the season, even though it's stressful because of exams, it's also fun because everyone's celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a Cogsci celebration Yeah, that's also what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Anyway, thorn.
What's your thorn?
I think I had a lot of struggle moments this semester
Yeah.
in terms of figuring out how I wanted to spend my time. But it was also good because I figured out what matters to me in terms of how I spend my time and who I want to spend it with.
Mhm.
And so that was pretty sick.
Nice.
So, you know, good and bad.
Yeah.
It was a blunt thorn, some could say, maybe.
Mm.
Or it was a thorn and then I cut it off.
Nice.
I'm going to stop talking. You go.
My thorn is I just had a lot on my plate this semester. I had a lot of classes, I had a lot of involvements, and I just personally don't think I had enough time in a day to finish everything to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit much, but it's okay. So yeah, those were our little rosebud and thorns for this semester.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of on the same little theme of reminiscing in the semester, our next thing is the $2 summary. And so basically...
I was wondering what the $2 summary was.
I saw it in your face. Yeah, so $2 summary of the semester will be, each word is 10 cents.
Okay.
And you have to total $2. So 20 words.
Or less.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, $2. Cash in.
Okay, $2. It was a great semester full of learning. However, I did bite off more than I can chew.
True.
$1.80 sentence for you. That rhymed.
Okay, 20 cents. So true. Those were my 20 cents.
Oh,
So true. And
perfect.
it rhymes. Yeah. No, I can see that. I'm impressed by the way you powered through because, yeah, you're a busy lad.
Thank you. Someone called me Lizzie Lee the Busy Bee today.
Oh my gosh, that also rhymes.
I know, there's a lot of rhymes going on.
And it's true.
What's your $2 summary?
Glad you asked. Early mornings, busy days, endless laughter, tough conversations, but a good time nevertheless. And I've been sick for 6 weeks.
That was so poetic until the end. Wow.
And that sums up my semester, literally.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
a little beautiful and a little tragic.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like this semester, I've just been sick.
I
You've
agree.
also been sick.
I've been sick since mid-October.
Same.
It's funny because last year we lived in like a lot older dorm and we weren't as sick.
Yeah, it's a nice dorm, but man, it's the dry dorm, I think.
Yeah, there must be something going on in the ventilation systems.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anywho, that was a great summary.
Thanks.
So let's get into it. Let's go a little deeper. We were really vague with our summaries.
Yeah. So let's talk about our life's lessons. What have we gathered from the semester that we'll take forward into our lives?
Yeah.
You want to go first?
Sure, I can start. I learned how to continue a conversation with people I've never met and like people I don't have the most similar interests to by coffee chatting. Throughout all this semester, I've done several coffee chats and got to talk to so many people with so many different interests, so many different career goals. And yeah, well, I learned a lot about them, but I also learned how to like carry on a conversation. So that has been really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually admiring that today when you were talking to those people.
Oh, the people that helped us with our first technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh, I feel like you're making extra conversation today.
Yeah, I'm just in that mood, just in that business mood today.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. I learned how to study for exams,
Okay.
which I feel like I said that to myself last semester, and this year I got even better.
Nice.
So that's been pretty fun. There's like one class where I can literally I could teach the class at this point because I know the material like the back of my hand.
Wow.
I might know it better than the back of my hand.
Wow.
It's crazy. Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
I know. It's like a really interesting feeling. Like being in an exam and like just knowing everything. It was crazy. But only that class. Don't worry. Still struggling in others.
That's
but
okay. We're making it through.
I know. I'm making progress and it's fun. But that's been a little highlight.
Yeah.
Oh, should I actually say like some study tips maybe.
Sure, yeah, give us some study tips.
One thing that's so important. Recall, not recognition. Meaning, don't just be like reading over your notes or like only taking multiple choice exams. Even if you're studying for a multiple choice exam, you should like be able to like teach someone the material. Or what I like did for one of the classes, I like had my study guide out and I literally just like paced back and forth before the exam and like just talked about every single topic on the study guide.
Mhm.
And not only did it help me obviously learn the content and like keep it in my memory, but also it made me feel more confident going into the exam, which is really good feeling because I get a lot of exam anxiety. So, yeah. Do you have any other exam tips?
Study ahead of time, I think, is always good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing is, so I have a lot of readings for my classes, and what I usually did was, and I do this for some of my classes just depending, but I would always read the readings before the class. But there's this one class I'm taking that's very biology heavy, and I found it helpful to actually read the textbook after class because then like some of the like words aren't as overwhelming, so I actually get to understand the processes that are happening. So like class is just a little high level view, and then I get more in depth, and then I go watch the lecture again and I understand it even more, and it's pretty great. So
I actually totally agree with that because I have to read chemistry textbooks, and a lot of words they use are very technical and it's not very straightforward.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I have no idea what this means. And then I go to class and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
that makes so much more sense. And then I read it later for like to study for exams, and I'm like, okay, I totally know what's going on. So
yeah.
yeah. Another thing I learned is, well, like I mentioned, I bit off more than I can chew. So I think it was a great learning opportunity for me to just really be mindful about work-life balance and like really prioritizing sleep and like food and just things you need to actually function as a human.
yeah.
Yeah. But I think I'm more aware of what my limits are because I did push it so far this semester. So it's been good in that sense.
And hopefully next semester and semesters forward you won't get like 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Someone say. Yeah. No, I agree. That's the thing. Like I realized in terms of sleep, like having a consistent sleep schedule is very important for me because I'd get 8 hours, or like I'd try to get 8 hours. Maybe I get like 7, whatever. But I would do it like in different intervals. Like one night I'd sleep like 12 to 8, and then another night I would sleep like 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. And I found that it's much better to just be consistent with it because then I feel energized every single time I wake up because it's the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, like habits becoming routines.
Oh my gosh, so true.
And it conserves energy.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
I know.
Okay. Yeah. I learned to just do whatever I want, which sounds really dumb, but let me explain. Like, I learned that I don't need to explain myself to everyone sometimes. And that's been really hard for me, literally my entire life, because I'm a people pleaser. True. It's a true thing. But I've learned that sometimes I just need to let issues go and just live my own life. Because at the end of the day, I only have myself. That sounded really sad. That's not what I meant. But like, okay, I'm talking about it like it's funny, but I don't know. This has been like a very important lesson to me this semester because I feel like I've never really put myself first. And this year I've like cared more about just like if I don't want to study with someone, I won't. Like I'll just take the time that I need to study by myself. Or if I don't want to hang out with friends, I just won't. Like I'll be like, no, like I'll pass on the plans. And like not getting a FOMO has been something that's really important to me this semester. And also like in terms of like learning how to study for exams, like I've been better able to say no to things and then like figure out what my priorities are. And that's helped me feel like I have more of a work-life balance because I'm not like putting social life over work
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do, and I'm not putting work over social just because I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do, and I feel like more at peace with how I spend my time now, which is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. I think that's really important to learn earlier on because we are so like we're in the beginnings of the career path, you know.
Yeah.
We're not even in the workforce, so
Yeah.
I think it's really good that you learned that like when we're still in college, when we're in like a more fostered little place.
Yeah.
And like we always highlight every episode, introspection.
Uh-huh.
Introspection.
Introspection. Yeah.
Yes, I feel like as we were preparing for episodes, but just like besides that, we did a lot of introspection,
Yeah.
and we could always just kind of be like, hey, like kind of like keeping ourselves in check and like
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, my point about, like, doing whatever I want, quote unquote, like, it's been because of introspection. Like, I figured out what I like more, like, what I value in life. And also, that's what's been really helpful about doing the podcast is I feel like we've talked about this, like, internally. Like, I feel like we think about certain topics a lot more
yeah.
in our daily lives, which has been really interesting in how we change our behaviors somewhat, you know?
To pinpoint one thing, I think the biggest thing that we were like, wow, was communication.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah.
Because it was, not only was it one of our first episodes, so we've had a lot of more time. We were like, we had more to learn at that point. We still have a lot to learn, and we just had more time to kind of go back to it and use it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a really big thing. And I think we're also, like, we also hold each other more accountable for that, too,
Mhm.
which is funny in some ways.
Why
Yeah.
is that funny?
I don't know. It's just, like, funny because you'll be like, Brenda, you're not communicating. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I said I would, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's funny to, like, realize that we say all these things on the podcast because we have a lot of the revelations I have or, like, you have, like, just happen in the podcast
Yeah.
room. And so it's funny, like, seeing those actually come out in real life and then being like, oh, my gosh, wait, I'm not following what I said. Like, what that revelation that I had. So,
Yeah.
but, yeah.
It's been good in that sense.
Yeah. Another lesson I learned was, like, I don't know how I learned this lesson, to be honest, but I feel like I've just learned to not stress myself out as much this semester.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how I've done that because I feel like if any semester I should have been stressed, it should have been this one.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I've just learned to, like, I learned what works for me, which is, like, a routine and, yeah, like a routine and, like, planning out my days and actually sticking to that. But with that, I've also learned, yeah, like you said, sleep, eating, drinking water is something I don't do, but I need to.
Mm-hmm.
And just being mindful of habits,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like this year I was stressed, but also because I just had so much going on, I learned how to kind of deprioritize
Yeah.
and like reprioritize.
Yeah. We talked about that.
Yeah, and also not everything had to be picture perfect 100% all the time because I did not have the bandwidth
Yeah.
to provide time or like give my all to just one assignment. So I think I learned how to do things in moderation but still good.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Your point about reprioritization reminded me of, like, compartmentalization, which I think has been really important for me this year. Is, like, because I'm doing so many different activities, like, if I'm doing the podcast, just, like, put every other problem in my mind out of the way.
Yeah.
And that has been really good
Mm-hmm.
because, yeah, I think it's sometimes really stressful to, like, have, like, problems with a class, like, bleed over into my work life or whatever it may be. But I've gotten better at that, and I think that just comes with time, honestly.
Yeah. And that really does help because you can just focus on one thing and you're more efficient with your work because you're only focusing on that one thing. So then you have less time, you spend less time on it, and then you have more time later to go back to the problem that you were concerned with earlier or other work that you have to do. So
Oh, and then another thing is that kind of like compartmentalizing, but in real life. Like, normally I would, like, last year I would just do work throughout the week. But this year, because I planned my time out so much, I would actually, in some ways I've had more time on the weekends because I plan like to do everything that I possibly can during the week, so I have the weekend to like rejuvenate, you know, like kind of have that self-care day, honestly. And it's been really good. Like I'm pretty strict about it. Like Fridays, like after 5 I'm not doing anything. Like that's just like my social time or like my time to de-stress. And it's been really nice because I never really understood why people look forward to the weekend, because it was always just more work for me, but now I get it. And it's just it gives me a little bud in every week.
Yeah, it's good.
I have another one. Do you remember last year I'd like wear the same outfit every single day? This year I stopped doing that as much.
Nice.
And it's actually, like, I never understood it, but it's actually been really good because then I feel like ready for the day. And like even when I've like Tuesdays and Thursdays I stay home until like 2:30. Like I do work at home, but it's been really helpful to like shower and like look presentable even when I'm doing work in the dorm, because it makes me feel awake. And another thing with that is like also just having a little fun thing to do while I work. Like I like sitting in the dining hall and having like a pink lemonade or something. Or,
a fun drink always
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah, so that's been good. Just like throwing in those little positive feedback gems.
For sure.
Yeah. Anyway, that's I think all my lessons.
Yeah. Now that we've talked about the lessons we learned in the semester, I think we have some advice maybe, because we learn lessons from the mistakes that we make, and we can always share the mistakes or the advice so other people don't have to go through it.
Yeah, from the semester or just college in general?
From the semester specifically, but if it bleeds out to other experiences.
Let me think.
I think my biggest thing is don't overcommit, which is easier said than done, because if you don't overcommit, you don't know your limit.
Yeah.
And you feel like you can do it. Like I took 7 classes in high school with 7 classes in college. It's not how it works.
Yeah.
I think just being really mindful of your priorities.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I have another thing.
Okay.
I think is sit down and have the conversations that you want to have. Kind of goes along with what you said about just doing whatever because you want to, and you don't have to
like answer to anyone.
or like justify yourself. Is like stand up for yourself. And it will be uncomfortable, but it'll be more uncomfortable if you don't do it.
Yeah, I feel like with that I think a huge theme, which I just remember, like a huge theme of this semester that I've told people too in their lives is like my advice has been self-respect. Have self-respect. Like I feel like I gained a lot of self-respect this year. Yeah.
Have another thing.
Okay.
This I think we've mentioned a couple of times in other episodes, but I firmly believe this is true, and I think you would agree with me too, is venture.
Oh yeah.
Go outside your comfort zone. Join everything you want to, because you can always drop it. Like if it's like, oh, it's not what I'm looking for, you can always back out of it. But don't leave room for regret on like, oh, what if I did this? What if I had done this? Oh, I wish I did this earlier. Like, do it. Just do it. We're not sponsored by Nike, but just do it.
Yeah. No, that's like even with that, like I put a lot of events in my calendar, just like if I want to go, it's there, and I like have the time for it. But if not, that's totally fine. And I've learned to like be okay with like backing out of things because I don't feel comfortable with it, rather than forcing myself into them. But at the same time, like leaving that door open just in case. Yeah, that's really good advice. Oh, I think a big one, kind of with what you said, and like, but more academically related, I guess, is like keep looking into new things. Like look for new opportunities, and don't limit yourself to like one specific idea of what you think your future will look like. Especially as like sophomores, like we're still so young and it doesn't feel like it sometimes. But like not limiting your future either, I guess. Try new things.
Try everything. I also want to say, like, don't shy away from something because you don't think you'll be good at it. because personally I'm not much of a literature person. I'm not very good at analyzing text, reading like poems. I'm not very good at understanding poems in English. And I'm currently taking a Spanish literature class where we analyze poems in Spanish. And it's really hard, but it's so fun.
Really?
Yeah, like the discussions we have in class. Like I'm going to miss that class the most, I think.
Aw.
So don't shy away from it because you might
Yeah.
actually really like it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Speaking of discussions, yeah, like another thing I learned this semester is like to just speak up in class. Like I'd never done that my entire life because I'm like terrified of being wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, I feel like I speak up more in class, partly because nobody else does. But yeah, like it's almost like intellectually validating to just be part of discussions in class because nobody's like looking at you and being like, you don't know what you're talking about. And like the other day I was in discussion and our GSI, our graduate student instructor, was like, hey, like go find someone new in the class that you maybe like have heard interesting points from them and like get their advice on your essay. And then this girl came up to me and she was like, oh, I thought like what you say in class is really interesting.
Aww.
And I was like, aw, it's paid off. Me
That's so
talking in class.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like like last year I would have never like even put myself out there like that to talk in class. And so
Mhm.
to hear that from someone was really fun, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just speaking up.
Now that we've reminisced quite a bit on our semester and even our past years, let's think about next semester, next year, our future.
Looking forward.
Yeah, we're looking forward now.
Yeah.
We've looked back, and now we look forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any aspirations, fun plans?
I feel like you have a big one. You go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
I don't know if we've mentioned this on the podcast, but I'm studying abroad next semester in
So
Spain. Yes. I'm pursuing my Spanish major. We must have said it in one of our
I
episodes.
don't know. I feel like we didn't. Maybe. But
Yeah.
this is the official announcement, guys.
Yes. I am pursuing my Spanish major in Spain, which is awesome. So I get to take all my classes in Spanish, and I've actually signed up for a couple of literature classes.
There you go.
So, yeah, I'm very excited.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I know. It's really sad for me. She's leaving.
Yeah.
She's leaving me. But I'm so excited for you.
Yes.
You'll have the greatest time. I have an aspiration. It's get football season tickets. I haven't lived the UMich football student dream. That didn't really make sense. Football fan dream
Yeah.
of getting tickets. So maybe next year's the year.
Yeah, especially because we're playing UT Austin
I know.
at home.
Horns down.
Word.
Just kidding.
So you need tickets to go see us beat them, right?
Yeah, beat them.
Mhm.
Calling it right now. Oh, wait. I forgot about this. A big one is I hope to graduate next year. Like next academic year, I guess. So not next year.
Whoa!
Yeah. Which,
That'd be crazy.
yeah. Hopefully. We'll see if everything works out with my classes.
Mm-hmm.
But that'll be really exciting. Yeah, so I guess next year, in terms of next year, I hope to be a senior,
Yeah.
which is so crazy.
You will be a senior standing for sure.
Yeah. What else? Oh my gosh, we want to be homeowners, except not owners because we'd be renting.
Yes, we would like to live in a house.
Will it happen? Not looking too hot. But you know, it's Michigan. Things have to stay cold for a while before they get hot.
Yeah. We're working on it.
That we are. What other aspirations? I think next year I want to maybe streamline what I'm doing with my extracurriculars a little.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, you know, I've been exploring. I've really been exploring, but hopefully next year I'll at least feel a little more strongly what I want to do, even if I don't like quit anything.
I agree. I've also been exploring, and I think I want to take this summer to really try all the things that I have opened myself up to to like the next level
Yeah.
and see if I really want to pursue it or not.
Mm-hmm. Which is really exciting to think about, like figuring it out. I don't know. I feel like that'll be a big deal.
Yeah, we're gonna be real adults.
Yeah.
I guess going back to my study abroad aspiration, I'd like to come back fluent in Spanish.
CC.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be so exciting.
That'd be so awesome.
And you'll have an accent, and you'll say things like vosotros.
Maybe.
Oh, okay. Set one goal for next semester. Like one concrete goal.
I think it's hard for me to think about because I'll be in such a new environment.
That is true.
I don't even know what to expect at all.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You should keep a diary or something. Or like every night, like do like a 1-minute recording.
About what happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little video diary.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so cute. Yeah, you should.
Yeah. I guess my goal could be record a lot of the things that I've been doing study abroad because it's
Yeah.
frankly once in a lifetime opportunity.
But also live in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suggested doing goals. I can't think of like a specific one. Like they're all like very basic, like do well in class, do a good job at work. My goal is to think before I speak more. Because right now it's just think, speak, think, speak, think, speak. But there's no in between there. And introspect more before I speak. That's what I'm trying to say.
We
Yeah.
love introspection.
True. Yeah. And I want to be more social. I feel like I always want to be more social.
Mm-hmm.
Because I started out being social, and then I'm like, I can't do this anymore. But small steps, guys.
Small steps.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Those are all my aspirations.
Yeah, me too.
Happy New Year.
Anyways, to sum this episode up,
And the podcast.
yes.
And the season. Sorry.
Yes. Follow us on Instagram at Small Step Society Pod if you'd like to be updated on our plans
Yeah.
and
the
upcoming things.
The season might be over, but that doesn't mean there's not more content coming out. What? I didn't say anything. I didn't.
Anyways.
I'm not teasing anything.
Yeah. Keep up with us at Small Step Society Pod.
Yeah, on Instagram. And of course, if, I don't know, you want to listen to the previous episodes, maybe this is your first one. Who knows? You can find our faces on YouTube, or you can listen to the audio version of us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere you can find podcasts except where you cannot. Yeah.
Thank
Oh
you
my
for a
gosh.
great season.
A phenomenal season.
Yes. And thank you for listening.
And thank you for learning lessons along with us.
Yes.
And keep taking those small steps. Who knows? You might find that you might find yourself reaching a new season.
There you go. Well, until then, keep taking small steps, as we will also. And thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.